All right, so if you're in business by yourself, you're a one-man show, you're trying to build this big irrigation business, okay? Let's pretend that this is you. This is the amount of time that's possible for you in your life, in your day. You're running the business, so you need to work in the field. You also need to do the advertising, okay? So now your time is split in half. The amount of time you have available is completely split. Let's also say you need to answer the phones. You need to figure out the software. What else do you need to do if you're running your business by yourself, if you're building a business? You need to do the billing, okay? You need to work with the suppliers to get the proper pricing, okay? So pricing. You need to do bookkeeping. You need to keep track of your finances and the payments that you owe to suppliers, credit cards, things like that. You need to figure out the marketing. You need to figure out how to do ads on Google, Home Advisor, all that stuff. Not just the actual ads, you need to come up with the creative part of it to try and bring in clients. So you need to market. Okay, if you're also doing renovations or installations or anything like that, you need to get the permits or call for markouts, okay? So permits. Again, now if you're building your own business and you're starting out by yourself or even with another guy or something like that, you guys need to figure out all this stuff and go through it, make the mistakes, manage it, learn from it, don't lose too much money, and keep building your business, okay? So if this is your time in your day, as you can see, your time is starting to get pretty split up here, okay? Into all these different segments, okay? How are you really supposed to grow when you're doing all of these things and trying to keep track of every tiny little thing inside each of one of these segments, okay? And then, not to mention, most of the day, you need to be out in the field, okay? That's really where the money's made, when you're actually out producing, you know, doing repairs, stuff like that. But you're out in the field trying to worry about all these other things at once. And this is just like a brief overview, but there's a million things to do. So let's pretend you want to go and hire, let's say 1 or 2 people to do this, okay? You're going to hire one person, say in the office behind the scenes, to do the ads, the phones, the pricing, all that. So one person, okay, who is probably new, they probably don't know about the irrigation business, nonetheless know about the advertising needed for it, or the money, or the pricing, or the suppliers, or the seasonality of the business. They don't know anything about it. So this person right here, you know, an average wage for someone, let's just say is $40,000, okay? $40,000, let's just say for one person for the year, okay? To get this person up to speed, you need to train them, okay? Now, if you don't have the training yourself in the business, in the ads, in the marketing, in the scheduling, in the call center, proper customer service, if you don't have all that set up yourself, you need to train yourself first and then train this person, okay? You also need to figure out payroll for them. What happens if they call in sick? Okay, if you just have one person and they call in sick, your phone's stopped for the day, your business doesn't grow, nothing moves, billing doesn't get done, okay? You need to possibly fire them, okay? Which sucks, but it's something you need to do involved in this. Maybe rehire someone. You need to, depending on what kind of setup you have, the person might want insurance. You need to have an office set up in order to actually have someone there. Okay, they might be able to work from home or whatever the case, but you need to have an office. You need to have the software, okay? How is that person going to schedule if they don't, schedule and do the ads and everything, if they don't have a software system built up to manage all your customers, manage everything going on? So you need to have software inside of that, okay? If this person's doing advertising, they also need to do the, you need to constantly monitor, let's say you're advertising on Google. This needs to be monitored every single day. Probably in the beginning, you need to spend really time on it, hours a day, if you really want to get it right. If you want to burn money and just hope for the best, you can let it fly. But unless you're spending hours on this or Home Advisor, so now you have this one person, right? Person's trying to do all this stuff. So what else for this person? So they're gonna want holidays off, okay? But maybe some holidays are not really a holiday where you would take off and you still want to run your business, but they might want it off, okay? So on that day, everything stops. So let's say irrigation for a minute. Let's say a customer calls in with an emergency that their water won't shut off or something. Does this person know what to say to that customer so that they don't bother you with the phone call? So they need to be trained in irrigation. And some people probably respond to this video and say, well, they don't need all this stuff. I don't need it. you don't need it, okay? You can run the business from your cell phone and you can do all this stuff. But the whole point is growth. If you want to grow, it's impossible for one person or even two people to be able to figure out all this stuff, the ads, the marketing, all that, when they don't know anything about irrigation. They don't have experience in it. So they're going to be learning on your dime the entire time. And that's really going to suck for you if you want to grow and you really want to be profitable and make money and build up a savings for yourself and a future for your family. It's going to be hard. Don't get me wrong, you can do it. That's how all businesses were built at some point, one or another. Someone grinded it out and did it. But with the Pacific system, which I'll introduce to you guys, we believe that there's a better way. And there's about 50 franchises utilizing our system, and they don't have to do any of this stuff, okay? They don't even have to pay this much money, and they're getting way more value than this. So let me explain a little bit about our system. The way it works for our franchise owner, Pacific Lawn Sprinklers franchise owner, okay? This is you right here, okay? And these are basically the 45 or so people that are working inside the franchise system, inside our call center, doing everything, okay? So when you're a Pacific franchise owner, okay, all these people essentially work for you. We train all these people. We hire them, we fire them, we figure out their payroll. We're constantly updating on them, on their customer service. We have the software built that all of them can speak to each other and amongst each other to get, you know, a customer scheduled and everything. We have the phones open 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. This way we can take calls in at any hour. We have a full portion of the team, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 people or something, that strictly just focus on advertising, marketing, and development all day long. We have another team that'll focus on pricing and looking at our pricing to make sure that we're competitive in the market and that you guys are profitable. We have another team that just deals with online reviews, Google, Yelp, things like that. We have another team that just handles the bookkeeping end of it, the accounts payable, paying your credit card, or collecting money, helping you collect money. We have a part of the system, a few people here that are really good with software and have been studying irrigation software for a really long time and are constantly tweaking our software, again, so you could be profitable. We have a full sales department will call for your markouts, file your permits, fill out the backflow test, or help file the backflow test in the counties for you. The sales department will also help with scheduling of larger jobs. Say it's a 3-day job that you need to work with a landscaper, or you need to do some type of complicated renovation or something like that. They'll work directly in there, okay? And then we have, you know, managers that are actually on top of all this stuff, managing all this stuff, okay? And these people have been doing this probably 20, 30 years, okay? So we built this full system that we have, and it just runs and it goes. But we're constantly in it, working for it. But if you're a franchise owner, all this stuff is done behind the scenes for you, okay? And it's not just some random group of people that are answering phones and stuff like that. For 40 years, building this for you. Okay, so the amount of time that you would have to put in, like we talked about on the previous paper, just to deal with one person is, you know, crazy when you have 45 people who are already trained, already out running. Imagine how fast you can grow opposed to trying to manage it yourself and play with every little thing and write the checks to the people at the end of the week and keep track of every little thing, you know, because you want to build your business. Imagine the difference in your life, in your time, in your energy, in your family, in the growth, in the bank account, in the business itself. Just, you know, imagine how fast you can grow when you have all this stuff. And again, I just want to repeat, don't get me wrong. You could do it on your own. You know, there's some people out there who have the fortitude to do it and the smarts to figure all of this stuff out. And if that's what you want to do, then go for it. But I'm telling you, with this system, where I was a franchise in, and if you utilize this the right way, and if you make this work for you, and if you're out there hustling and grinding, this behind the scenes is massive for you. So let's go over what this will cost you. We call that set of 45 people, a portion of it, we call our call center. Okay, although we call it the call center, they do a lot more than just answer calls, okay? It's not your traditional call center. So the fee for those 45 people who are trained, hired, fired, retrained, all that cool stuff is approximately $20,000 for the year, okay? Now with that, you get that full entire team, okay? Where, remember in the first part of this, I said you get one person for maybe 40 grand and they probably don't even know what they're doing. You get 45 people who are trained, completely for irrigation, for this industry, for you growing an irrigation company, an irrigation franchise for $20,000. The other part of those 45 people, because we break it out in different kind of segments, what we call the bookkeeping. So these are the portion of those people that'll kind of manage your finances every day. If you get a bill from Site One or Ewing Irrigation or something for some parts that you picked up, they'll organize it, look at the bill, put it away, make sure you have the money to pay it. If you have a business credit card, they'll pay those bills for you. If people owe you money, they'll kind of sit there and they'll organize the fees, the finances for you. They keep everything organized. All right, so that fee for the year is approximately $6,200. So there's pretty much nowhere on earth that you could hire someone or a team who knows what they're doing and have the full software and system and all that set up for $6,200. Like, you can't do anything with that. But for that, you'll get a whole behind the scenes business. And this is actually optional, okay? You don't need to do this with us. We don't care if we do this for you. We're not making any money off of this. We just strictly do the bookkeeping and the balance of your finances because we understand that you're out in the field working and we have all one full system. But if you're like, you know, really into your managing your money and stuff like that, like, you don't need to do this with us. We don't care. This is just an optional service. So really what you're looking at for the year, for those people to run in the back end of your business, you're looking at around $20,000. I mean, you can't even hire one person for that money. So that's the beauty of our system. And you might be saying, like, how the hell can we do it for only 20 grand for the year? Since we have so many franchises paying into our system, okay, we have about 50 franchises, and they're all paying in this money. With that, we can manage our full team and pay our full team to take care of everything. You know, but if you're just by yourself, it's really hard. But when you have so many guys paying into it, and some guys pay a little higher if they've been here a long time or they're doing a lot more work, complicated work, installations and stuff, the fee's a little higher because it's more work on the office. So just by everyone paying into it, we can afford to, you know, take care of our employees and handle everything for you. So that's pretty much the Pacific system in a nutshell of what you'll pay. I hope you understand why it's so worth it for you to at least check us out or have a conversation with us and learn how we can give you like an amazing business behind the scenes, take care of everything for you so you can focus on the field work and grow your irrigation company. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Have a great day.